Hi, everyone. Welcome to Beauty Bound. As you could see or hear, you noticed that we didn't have an episode last week. We had a little bit of a miscommunication here, Miss Jackie and I. No, but we didn't have an episode last week. So we're excited to actually bring this episode. And if I didn't introduce myself, I'm Crystal with Beauty Pro Bookkeeping and Artsy Crystal on Instagram and everywhere you can find me. And my co-host,
Jackie Rodman, owner of Skinfinite. I'm a licensed esthetician.
Be more excited, bitch.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're like, am I not exciting for you? I'm just kidding.
My apologies. Hello. What's up?
Well, we actually have been very excited. Well, I'm very excited to talk about this subject because I feel like we always talk about it in all of our podcasts in one way or another. We always talk about medical directors. We talk about dermaplaning. We talk about the things that you can and can't do as an esthetician. Mm-hmm. And 2 weeks ago, we went to I think 2 weeks ago, we went to the Dallas Aesthetics Show.
Yes, it is the International Conference of Aesthetics and Spa Professionals. Is that the whole?
I think so.
That's mostly what it stands for. So we went there about 2 weeks ago.
It was fucking awesome.
We made the drive up to Dallas. We got there and good time.
Yes.
And
because Jackie drives like a fucking maniac, guys. I was scared for my life.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just
we're back here in one piece, so
yes.
We made it there and back very, very safely, but we made good time.
I don't know about safely, but we made it back in time.
We had no scratches and no bruises. We came back with Buckies in hand.
Yes, we did.
We're ready to go. So we were able to talk to TDLR at the Dallas show. They had a booth there, and I had no idea they did that either, by the way.
So actually, I think this is the first time, from what I heard from somebody else too. I think Mercy actually was saying I don't think she saw them there last year. Mm-hmm. So they did have a booth there. I don't know if the reason for the booth was to get information or to give out information or what, but mm-hmm. I've said it plenty of times. It would be cool if we had somebody from TDLR here that we could ask all these questions to. But obviously, it's not like I'm going to say, and welcome. I'm just kidding.
And I feel like there's a lot of gray area anyway with TDLR, not just with dermaplaning, but with a couple other things.
Yes.
Even with
injecting
certain massages.
Yeah.
What Estes can't do, what you have to be a massage therapy for.
Which I should have asked all those questions too. But mm-hmm. I think my biggest one, and I maybe because I know that it was something that you were offering, and then something that Mercy had was planning on offering as well. So I asked the question. I said, so I have a question. Why is it that estheticians cannot dermaplane? Or do they need a medical director? Like, what's the deal on that? Mm-hmm. So the guy from TDLR, his response was, well, but that's because it's not in their curriculum, so it's not being taught, and even if you have a medical director, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're covered, because that now becomes part of the medical board. But what estheticians don't see or understand is mm-hmm. that having a medical director does not mean that a physician is the one that's backing you up. And so I was like, what do you mean? He said, a medical director sometimes could be somebody who just has a doctorate, or who is a nurse practitioner or a PA. That's not the same as having a physician on board. Like, you need a physician to be there.
An MD.
Mm-hmm. Not a fucking...
Not an NP, PA.
No, and mm-hmm. not because, obviously NPs and PAs know their shit. So it's not, it has nothing to do with them not knowing their shit. It's more so of when, if as a as an esthetician, you are able to dermaplane if you are working under a physician or an MD in a medical spa. So if you're at a med spa with a surgeon or any of those, and they could back you up, and they're right there in person, then you can. My question was after, so what's the reason they can't do it? Oh, well, they can cut them. To me, that was a dumb reason, right? So then I said, okay, so then what's the difference between a barber who, what's the difference between a barber and an esthetician when it comes to using a straight edge blade? Because to my knowledge, you are able to use a straight edge if you're a barber, but not a cosmetologist, or obviously, okay, not an esthetician, but as a cosmetologist, I remember we were told we couldn't use a straight edge razor. So what's the reason for that? We needed a shield. What's the reason? And he's like, because you're not being taught that. If you want to learn to use a straight edge, then you have to become a barber. I said, okay. So if I was to become a barber and learn straight edge, does that mean I could dermaplane? And his response was, yeah. I was like, okay, why? He's like, because you're being taught how to do it. He's like, you have to understand, barbers have been dermaplaning for as long as anyone can remember, because they're barbers. They're taught to deal with the skin. They're taught to do clean shaves. They're taught to do all this. So they are taught to actually shave the right way. Because of that, that's in their curriculum. So if you have a barbering license, then you use that. But there's also a play on words. And I was like, what do you mean? So he said, they can't call it a dermaplane, because for them, what they're doing is they're doing a shave. They're doing a clean shave. And yes, they learn how to do facials, and they do how to do all that, because as a like I've always told you, as a cosmetologist, you learn how to do facials as well.
Yeah.
Barbers learn how to do facials as well. They do learn how to do perms and lightening services. So I understand all that. But my question to him was, then why is it that that's not something that could be taught as a dermatologist, or not dermatologist, esthetician? And he just kind of stayed quiet, and he's like, it's not in the curriculum. That was the only answer. So at the end of the day, it's like, okay, I remember you had a medical director.
I did.
And it was was it an MD? So
she was a doctor.
Yeah. So, and that's the thing, like, what's the reason? And they said that the reason is if you cut them, because there is no medical attention and all this shit, right? Okay, I get that. But for a barber, if a barber cuts their client, they don't have a fucking doctor in place. So I feel like, I mean, I was very grateful for all the answers they gave me, and they were very straightforward, and they didn't go around the bush or anything. It was literally everything I asked them, they had an answer, which was great. But imagine if so many people could just get together and petition for dermaplaning, or for a clean shave to be taught as an esthetician. Come on, like, everybody could always protest for shit. So protest for something that you want to do, My next question was like, so if I display my barber license and I'm an esthetician, can I display both? Can I do dermaplaning? And he's like, well, not under your esthetician license. I said, but if I have my barber license, I can, right? Well, it has to be displayed. So that the answer is yes then. He's like, well, there is a play on words. And that was his answer. So basically, no one can do dermaplaning without a medical director. But
okay,
if you're a barber, you can do a straight edge shave, which is dermaplaning.
Which is
yes,
guys, this is absolutely
ridiculous.
What are my words? I have no words.
Yeah, because
this is ridiculous.
It is. And he said, well, so the reason that it can't be put into the curriculum is because it is a medical board thing and not a TDLR thing.
They should have had the damn medical board there too.
Right?
In a booth right next to them.
Right. Yeah. For real.
Yeah, because yeah, you can't do it under your aesthetics license. But what I was told is if for the medical board, if you have a medical MD delegating a service to you, that's allowed.
Yeah.
But it's not under like any of TDLR.
Yeah. So now I think it's and I think it was allowed too with a medical director. So I think that part recently changed to where you not even with the medical director you could do dermaplaning. You actually have to be in the same facility as an MD to be able to do that. At least that's what I understood from that. Mm-hmm. But again, you might have to call and ask. And that's what I told them. Like, if we had any questions, and every time that we talked about it on the podcast, because I did tell them, we have a podcast and we always try to bring on, topics that I think other people need to know about. So I go, and this is one of our top topics. It's a dermaplaning. What's legal, what's not legal. I said, but I always try to direct them to call a TDLR. In California, I don't know if you could do dermaplaning. I think
yes,
you can. Right?
That's what irritates me.
but
you can't do like brow lammies.
No. Well, you can if you're a licensed cosmetologist.
Yes, but not an esthetician.
No, because you don't learn.
I don't even think you can do lash lift surgery.
No, you can't only,
either.
Yeah, so only cosmetologists can. And the reason cosmetologists can, and this is my biggest thing. As a cosmetologist, you're able to do everything because in school you get taught every single fucking chemical. You get taught,
It makes sense, though, because they're dealing with the hair.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's, which that part I do understand, like I said.
To me, it makes sense.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Because you could, if you don't know your chemicals, then you don't know the reactions that like a perm does, like
your
on the hair.
lashes can be like,
yeah, they're gonna fucking fry off. Yeah, yeah. I saw a TikTok video not that long ago of this lady trying to do an at-home brow lammy, and then when she started wiping it off, her fucking brows came with it. But I think she had also bleached her brows.
Even when Selena Gomez's her SD had screwed up her brows. Remember that?
Oh no,
that reel she did.
Yeah.
And everyone hated Kylie Jenner and Hailey Bieber because they were making fun of her.
Oh, yeah.
And then they all stopped following them
because
they were bullies.
Yeah, fucking bullies. Yeah. But no, yeah. So I think if you have any more questions about that, honestly, go to your state board because not every state board is the same.
Yeah,
Texas, you need a medical director.
Texas medical director. I know California, you can dermaplane. Where I came from in Tennessee, you could dermaplane too. Mm-hmm. And there are a lot of states that will allow it.
Yeah.
Same with Florida too. Florida's very lax, guys.
Really?
You can microneedle if you have a tattoo license for your spa.
No shit.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Oh, God, I know.
She's like,
no. So, guys,
ideas.
While we were out there, they did the micro channeling.
Nano stamping?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it's like nano needling kind of. Like they have micro channeling and then they have the nano stamp. I don't want to call it nano channeling because that's definitely not, that doesn't sound right. But it's these little, it's like micro needling if you think about it.
But they're 0.25.
But the size is you can only legally do 0.25
millimeters.
Millimeters? Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Anything over that, I believe you need an MD.
So of course you do. Yeah, I think it was 0.30 to 0.5 is when you need the medical director.
We should have asked about that.
I did.
Do you need a medical director on staff?
I did. I did.
You did? Yes. About nano needling?
Yes. So with the
micro?
Yeah. So under 0.25 you don't. Over 0.30 you do.
Over 0.30.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anything above that, you need a medical director.
So 0.29.
0.2. Yeah. Well, I think they only have those two.
No,
sides.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
But yeah, so 0.25 you could do it. You don't need a medical director. You could do it as an esthetician or a cosmetologist. Mm-hmm. And I asked a shitload of questions because one, I wanted to get this pre-service done while we were there. So if I ask questions about the machine, I know what questions to ask. Yeah. I am licensed after all. So
she's about to open up her own shop.
I'm about to open up. Yeah, right.
To nano stamp people.
Dude, the difference. And you saw the difference, my before and after. I fucking loved the way
Mm-hmm.
my skin looked right afterwards. Especially like the fine lines on my forehead. It was like, even now, I think just because of, I also bought a shitload of product, guys.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was just so awesome that I even thought about getting this stupid machine. And I was like, I could rent a 1 day spot a month and, just offer this service.
I told her, I'm like, if you need a space, come
And
down to Skinfinite.
but you know what I told her? My loyalty is to Sola. So
Yes.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
If she was at a Sola, then I would take her up on her offer, but she's at a
Yes. Now she's looking into the waxing space.
yes.
Because she has, 3 days where she's not there?
Yeah. So I would only need 1 day a month.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not that I'm doing it, guys. This is not
This
even.
is all fictional
This
right
is
now.
all fictional, so I'm not doing it. But when I saw this machine and I saw what it did for my face, like just the thought of if I did, how many services would I need to do for my wrinkles? Not to obviously be 100% gone,
Mm-hmm.
but at least to help the collagen production and all that shit that they explained and blah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I mean, you could even do it at Claudia's. Like, get your
Seriously.
get your tattoo and then
And then
your nano stamping after.
But it was just so cool. All the different machines, all the different products,
Mm-hmm.
all the different things just in general. We learned from Lyra, we learned from Renee.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot his last name. The
He owns Brow Down Studio.
Yes.
That's all I
So
remember.
from Brow Down Studio, and I learned how to. I already knew how to do a lash lift and brow lift or brow lamy.
Mm-hmm.
I had done it like before it was like as popular as it is now, and while I was still in California. But I actually learned a different technique.
I did too.
Yeah. So it's like, do I need it? No. Did I buy the whole system? Yes.
She's like, I'm just gonna do the girls' brows at home.
Oh man, which I still haven't done because they haven't had time. I haven't had time. But dude, it's just once like, and I even said it while we were there, being in that atmosphere again, it fucking makes me miss the beauty industry so much. And it was like very emotional for that reason. I don't miss doing fucking hair. I really don't. But just being surrounded like in all these products and like all these new gadgets and I don't think it's just that. It's the fucking education. The education of it, like to me, it's fuck man. There's so much education.
That's what drew me into the beauty industry too.
Yeah.
Like starting out, because it's just ever evolving.
Yeah.
There's always something new. There's like a new device, a new machine. There's a new device I really want, but I cannot have for a very long time. I just remembered I thought I was done with my hydrofacial payments, but for some reason I have one more month.
Yeah.
I was like, I thought I was done like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
I just
April. This month is your last month.
I miscalculated.
Yes.
So, yeah.
But yeah, like
it's exciting. It's just very exciting seeing everything like new coming out, and then like
and the makeup.
Oh my gosh, sunscreen makeup and skincare makeup is just my life.
That is what I'm wearing right now.
What are you wearing?
The drops.
Oh, the Sorella Apothecary.
Yes, those fucking
tinted dewdrops.
Dude,
I haven't worn them yet.
Really? Okay, so I think I got them a little bit too dark. I got the number 2, but it makes me look a little bit tanned, which is good, and it just gives me a glow. So it's cool, no big deal. But the way those drops slide on, so I got that from them, and then the skin oil. What is it called? The glow drops? No, I don't remember. But it's skin oil, which I did kind of get a little bit of a side eye from someone, not mentioning any names, because I bought from that brand and not Lyra. While I was shopping, when I asked her, she kind of just went.
I was like, well, I'm always partial to Lyra.
Yeah. But dude, I feel like my skin has felt so good and it's not just from that, obviously. Like I use my Lyra products, but it's been my Lyra. It's been this time around. I was using the Helen Hush Quiet Wash because of
Love
the
it. I've been using it since I got at the show again too.
yes,
And I'm like re-falling in love with it.
right, yes.
I was like, why did I put this? Or well, okay. I left it at my grandmother's house, and then I
Yeah.
just I was like, I'll buy another back
I
bar size.
I know.
It was a back bar size. I said,
Yeah.
I don't want to buy another one. I'll just like use my
Yeah.
Lyra cleansers because I love their cleansers too.
Yeah.
So I just kept putting it off, and then finally, like sometimes I'll wash my face at work, and I do
Yeah.
have the quiet wash there
Yeah.
too. But
Yeah.
finally, I bought it. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah,
Like,
that's what I've
we're
been using
back.
every day because of the nano stamping that we did. It was like I couldn't use any actives for the week after. But so I've been using that. I've obviously my Lyra moisturizer, then those dewy drops, and then my collagen,
Ugh,
liquid collagen. I forgot what it was called.
routine.
And then the other shit that it's supposed to be for wrinkles. My face is probably in love with me right now. But yeah. So yeah, that was, I mean, mostly we wanted to give you guys out like the news about the dermaplaning, but also kind of a little insight of what our
show
experience
like,
was. While we were out there, Jackie gave me and Mercy facials in the room.
Yes.
We have a funny video to share with you guys.
Yeah, we'll try and like put a couple clips together and have a reel or something, and we'll do that.
Yeah,
sometime
it was
this
funny
week for this week. Yes.
Yeah, because it was funny. We had fun. When we were done, we were fucking tired. We didn't go out anywhere except to eat.
Oh, so I was invited to the Face Reality Acne Expert cocktail party. Is that what it was called?
Yeah.
At the Jewel Hotel. I was too embarrassed to go.
We
So
told
I
her
didn't-
just go.
They were trying to convince me just to go. I said, no, I'm too embarrassed. And I was like,
Yeah.
if I really want to, I'll go to the one in Vegas, maybe.
I thought you were going.
I am. I meant to their like Vegas.
The
Vegas
Vegas
party.
cocktail party. You know, I'm not going to the Vegas show at all. But I'm telling you, I think I do love skincare. I think I'm learning more about it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm learning more about it and just all the little things, you know. I ended up buying a wax pot for the girls.
Oh, really?
The whole kit from Jack's Wax.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're waiting for that in the mail. And then obviously the girls made their little, orders of Helen Hush. And
I love that they are using good skincare at their age.
Yes. So and then their Lyra, the Sal cleanser.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So they got all their stuff. They know the thing is, my girls have been around this shit since forever, right? So then when I go to shows, they know that I get show prices better than whenever I go to the store. So for them, they already kind of, okay, this is what I want because of the show prices. So anytime that there is a show, it's more of like, okay, there's hair product. What do you guys need? Okay, there's makeup. What do you guys need? Because I've gone to the makeup shows. So for them, it's exciting. I know eventually, Paulina actually said, if you go next year, can I come with you?
Oh, that's so sweet.
Because that's what she wants to do when she grows up. She wants to be an esthetician. So
That is amazing.
yeah. So then we'll see. We'll see about that next year.
How old is she now?
She's 15.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she has some years to go.
She has to be 17, I think, if she was...
I don't know what the rules are.
Yeah, I think she has to be 17 to enroll in beauty school.
Wait, do you need your high school diploma?
Yeah, she's homeschooled, so she could probably get it sooner. Yeah.
Crystal, like...
No.
catching her up to that diploma.
They have to, because they do have to do all their work. And I think, like, even right now, so they're creating a business plan for a business that they have in mind that I'm not going to spoil it, but they've been creating an actual business plan because I told them, if you guys want anybody to take you guys seriously, I need to know that you guys are serious. So do your business plan. So they're working on their business plan. So that's part of school too, because they have to know their grammar. They need to know how to write it well.
Yes.
So a lot of these things that might seem they're not learning or that we're not doing much, it's more of life experience. They have to learn economics, but obviously they need to do market research. They need to know where they're going to want there's so many steps to opening up the business. And like I told them, I want you guys to do it the right way, not the way that I've done it before. Mm-hmm. So you have to actually follow these steps because I want you guys to be successful.
Yeah.
I said, and me and your dad have done all this shit before. So just, take our advice on all this shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of things I would do differently now too.
Yeah.
When my first business was actually in Tennessee, and it never came up off the ground because I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Really?
For spray tanning.
Oh, okay.
She's like, no. Okay.
No, because I thought it may be something else, but no, because I know you haven't, even here, didn't you take another class?
I did. Still not up off the ground. Well, I'm like, I have no space in my spa, I feel like, for the tent. It would just be super. I was trying to think in my head how I could make it work, but I'm like, I might just need to keep putting it on hold.
Yeah.
Or I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But see,
it's okay though.
But even though, like, you couldn't get it off the ground, you've gone through different things where now you know, okay, this is what I would do different. Now, when it comes time for you to move to a different state, you're going to know what you need to do differently than what you did this last time.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I didn't even know how to close that Tennessee business either.
No shit.
I had to submit my annual report. I was like, I thought I closed everything.
Yeah.
Why do I have to submit an annual report of still $0?
Oh shit.
And then I'm like, okay, maybe I did it right this time.
Oh man.
By closing out everything. But anyways.
Yeah. So speaking of annual reports, don't forget, guys, your sales tax is due April 20th. So you don't worry about I filed that for you.
I'm like
okay. Your quarterly sales tax.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you file quarterly, also if you pay taxes quarterly, you should already be paying your federal taxes. I know you don't. You file, but you could if you wanted to, you could pay. But yeah, other than that, I don't know. You have anything else to add to?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think we have covered everything. The main thing we wanted to we were just excited about telling you about the dermaplaning and finally figuring this. Well, I mean, we figured it out. It wasn't really the answer we wanted to hear.
Yeah, but we wanted a straight answer.
I keep sending Crystal reels now of these bearded facials from these barbers.
I know.
And I'm into it. I'm like, ooh, just...
Because I wonder,
the shave and then the facial, the steam and the beard. I'm just like...
Well, think about it. Honestly, so you need, I think, 1,600 hours to be a barber, right?
You only need 1,600 hours.
But
1 year.
Let's see. Let's look at this. Can you cross over from an
esthetician to barber? Do we just minus 750 from the barbering hours? Probably not.
Seriously. To a barber. I always wonder.
I think sometimes
in Texas,
there's some places where you can do an apprenticeship instead and get hours. I don't know if it's Texas.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Let's see. Someone with an active cosmetology operator license can obtain a Class A barber license by completing an additional 300 hours of instruction in barbering and passing the written and practical examinations. So I'm guessing...
So it's only for cosmetologists. So Crystal, after 300 hours, can dermaplane?
Yes. Let's see. Oh, yeah.
No, it's just cosmetologists.
Yep.
That's what I honestly figured.
Can you be an esthetician with a cosmetology? Yes, you can.
Wait, what?
It says, can you be an esthetician with a cosmetology license? Yes. In Texas.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, in Texas, cosmetologist is licensed to perform all the same treatments as a licensed esthetician.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need, so just so you know, if you're a cosmetologist who loves skincare and you're kind of questioning if you have to go back to school to become an esthetician, you don't, because you already completed those hours as a cosmetologist. That doesn't require you to complete any more hours to become an esthetician.
Mm-hmm.
You're a licensed cosmetologist, which in turn, basically, the esthetician license is an umbrella. Like you don't need to go get an extra anything.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't say anything though about a barber or transferring from esthetician to a barber.
Yeah, probably because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
It doesn't make sense to.
So, but if you're a cosmetologist and you want to be able to perform dermaplaning services, and as a cosmetologist, you're an esthetician, then just go fucking take 300 hours more of school.
That's like literally 3 months. I would so do that.
Seriously.
I actually would though, just because
I wanted to in California, but in California I had to do 600 hours.
Ew.
Yeah. So,
Light bulb.
No, I'm just kidding.
Going
No. No. But that's all, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening. Like always, please follow us on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Apple, anywhere you can find us. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the follow button, and share our shit. And if you also if you speak Spanish, we have our Beauty Bound en Español on Spotify and Apple and YouTube. Thank you. Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.